southwestern Ontario, more towards the Windsor-Essex-Kent area as expected. Some heavy rain there coming down, at least 70 millimeters in Amherstburg. Windsor picked up 64 millimeters. There's been a lot of localized flooding as a result in that area. Around the GTA, Hamilton getting away with only 4, but some very strong winds. In fact, the Skyway Bridge that goes over Lake Ontario in Hamilton posting severe wind warning on the bridge, so advising motorists to really take it easy. Okay, we still have more rain coming. Rain continues into northeastern Ontario and advancing into Quebec. That's where the heaviest rain should fall through the overnight hours into Thursday. Toronto will be seeing a big cool down. So southern Ontario in general, big cool down come Friday. But not like this cool down. Oh no, not even close. Yes, won't be that. Won't that be nice? Everything's going to melt. Temperatures will be in the 20s. I know it's hard to believe right now when we're looking at snowfall totals in the 20s and in some cases the 40s. Calgary, 40 to 45 centimeters in Calgary's northwest. Those trees coming down, just devastating, but they were so lush and full of leaves, and you get that heavy wet snow, and of course they just can't stay. If the leaves fall before the snow falls, then we don't have that trouble. Right? But because it's still summer, believe it or not, it's a whole different story. Okay, so high pressure will replace that area of low pressure. Temperatures will be cool to start the day. I'm talking about wind chills in the minus double digits. But as far as active weather, it's going to be pretty scarce over the next few days. I think it's all about the cleanup at this point in time. I know a lot of people lost power as well. So hopefully getting everybody back up online. These are the temperatures in the morning. And again, for the long range forecast, we're looking at temperatures rising. Good news. Okay, well, 20s. Sunday was almost 27 degrees in Calgary. And then Monday, everything changed and the snow just kept on coming round after round. And as a result, a lot of power outages and many trees down or completely damaged. So these are some of the totals. 30 in Canmore, 30 in Cochrane. Okay, they are higher elevation snows, 20 centimeters in Banff, but look at Calgary. The northwest of the city, 40 to 45 centimeters, 24 centimeters at Calgary International. The good news is there good news? There is good news. The good news is that it's still September, right? So temperatures are going to rebound. That's good news. Also, the snowfall warnings have come to an end. Also good news. High pressure builds in. You're going to have some sunshine. And in fact, it's not going to be too bad. Over the next few days, you're going to see that temperature gradually rise until it's back to where it should be. Okay, so by the end of the weekend, low 20s. Low 20s, not bad, but not yet. -5 to start the day in Calgary, -1 in Lethbridge, feeling like -5. So we still have some wind chills to start the day. And then temperatures in the long range forecast look like this. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get the climb up. And then by Sunday 19, Monday 21, and sunshine. So yes, all of this will be a thing of the past. You just have to clean up the mess now. Yes, that's the thing. It was really warm. I was coming into work. Temperature was, I believe, 21, feeling like 30. And the rain had stopped at that point in time, but it was very, very windy. So here are some of the totals so far. More rain anticipated through the overnight hours. Hamilton hasn't seen that much, nor has Toronto. But look at Kitchener. There's that 47 millimeters of rain. A lot of heavier rain in the northeast. Most of that has come down already, but then pushing into Quebec. So we have widespread rainfall warnings as a result in those locations, but not in southern Ontario. And no severe thunderstorm watches in place at this point in time, which is good news. Toronto sees the temperature dropped. Chrissy was alluding to that. Things are going to cool down in the long range forecast. We're looking at temps going from 20 on Thursday to 16 on Friday, and then Saturday the risk of showers and 15 degrees. So yeah, it looks like right now at this point in time, I know it's still early, looks like it'll clear by Saturday evening. So if you have plans, I don't want you to wreck them. Okay, Thursday there's the rain in Ottawa and your temperature drops as well on Friday. Okay, we have a little science behind the weather segment. Now we're going to take a look at the science behind flash flooding. Okay, so we've got a moonwalking man in Calgary, Alberta. I don't know if it was cold enough that he thought that he was on the moon. I'm not sure, but at least he's obeying all traffic signals as it looks here. Snow coming down in Calgary. Wow, that's pretty awesome. And yes, that will be in Around the World in 80 Seconds. Pretty sure I can find a spot for it. Okay, I was just looking at Mayor Nenshi's Twitter account, Calgary's mayor. He's got so many great things. He's really good at keeping the city updated on what the employees are doing to help, such as trying to get the power back on and clearing out trees, etc. And he does make a lot of good points. First of all, if a tree is down on live wires, if you see sparks, you need to call 911. If it's leaning against hydro wires, but there are no sparks, that's a 311 call. So you can call the city or take a picture and use the 311 app. They will prioritize. And again, not everyone is going to have power through the overnight hours. It's going to be chilly. Check in on your neighbors, the elderly, that kind of thing. Help people out, right? And Calgarians are great for that. Okay, these are the snowfall totals. And I want to say so far, but I'm thinking it's pretty much wrapped up. This should be it. This should be the worst of it. 40 to 45 centimeters, though, in Calgary's northwest. And trees down has become a real issue, obviously. The trees so heavy, first of all, with leaves, and then that heavy, wet snow. And boom, down go the trees, and then down go the power lines. High pressure is coming in to save the day, take over from all of that low pressure. Out goes the snow, and in comes some better temperatures in the long-range forecast. Margot's living it in Calgary. Here she is. Yeah, incredible. It is still technically summer. Meteorologically speaking, though, it is fall. That begins on September 1st. But still, by our standards, by our calendars, it is summertime still. -5 to start the day, feeling like -10 in Calgary. But yes, temperatures are going to warm up in the long-range forecast. Different scenario happening in Ontario, down in southwestern Ontario. So places like Amherstburg have seen 70 millimeters of rain, and there is a lot of localized flooding. So that's become a problem as well, especially for travel. Needs some time to drain. Not doing that quickly enough at this point. Okay, so, and I'm sure there's going to be a few basements flooded. There's our heavy rain shifting into Quebec, 30 to 50 millimeters expected there. Toronto, cold front comes through. Rain moves out by early Thursday. By Friday, you're down into the teens. Saturday, another system brings some showers, unfortunately, in time for the weekend. Ottawa, you've got rain on Saturday as well. Our storm watch continues here on the Weather Network. Ontario getting as much as 100 millimeters of rain with this particular storm, and sadly it's not over yet. We will continue to have rain through the overnight hours, but clearing and rather swiftly by Thursday morning. So that's the good news. But Amherstburg, 100 millimeters of rain, 64 millimeters in Windsor and in London. So let's go to London. This was a little bit earlier in the evening. Here's Mike Arsenal.
Kilometers per hour.
He's right about not knowing what's beneath, but that was scary. Didn't you kind of anticipate something happening? I did. I know nothing was happening, but still, when he says you don't know what lies beneath, it was almost like anticipating something. Okay, so heavier rain pushes east into Quebec. Rainfall warnings in place, 50 millimeters of rain. This is on top of everything that's already fallen. So that's additional rainfall into Thursday. Toronto looks like this. So the next couple of days, rain clears out, temperatures go down, and then Saturday we've got showers moving in. So yeah, Saturday looks a little bit soggy. Could clear out though by Saturday evening. Ottawa, not so much for you. I think the rain will continue into Saturday night, unfortunately. Okay, the other big story, obviously, this one. A lot of trees everywhere on streets right across the city of Calgary. These are some of the totals: 30 in Canmore, 30 centimeters in Cochrane, 24 at Calgary International, and of note, 40 to 45 centimeters recorded in northwest Calgary. That's a lot of snow. Good news is it will melt. This is not the kind of snow that's going to stay around for days and days. Temperatures, even as much snow as it is, temperatures are on the rise. So high pressure will move in. We have a couple of pretty decent days ahead. We do have some rain in the forecast for Edmonton in the long-range forecast. But first of all, Thursday morning will still be chilly with a wind chill of -10 expected in Calgary. I would say mittens and hats once again. Bundle up the kiddies for school as well. And here are a few more temperatures across Alberta, 2 in Fort McMurray, so actually warmer there. And Calgary's long-range forecast looks very promising, so some good news there. Science behind the weather is next. We're going to take a look at flash flooding. Real issue as well. City workers are working around the clock to get trees off power lines, etc. Power workers are trying to get everybody back online as well. It's going to be a cold night again, and without power, that could be troublesome for a lot of people. Okay, so 30 centimeters in Canmore, 30 in Cochrane. Look at Calgary's numbers. Now, this started in the early morning hours, really, on Monday, and then we had another round on Tuesday. So 40 to 45 centimeters of snow in Calgary. Calgary International, 24 centimeters of snow there. The good news is here's good news, that it's moving out. The snowfall warnings have come to an end. We are now on the upswing. Things are going to improve. Temperatures are on the rise. You are going to see sunshine and warm temperatures in the long-range forecast. So it is still September after all. This is not exactly normal. -5, feeling like -10 though for Thursday morning. It's another day to bundle up the kids before you send them off to school. And there are your temperatures for other areas across Alberta. Just for the morning though, just for the morning. Okay, let's say flooded basement. There has been some localized flooding in southwestern Ontario as well. We'll have more clips on that coming up. And there's some very strong winds too. So you're in the warm sector across much of the south, but the cold front is about to come through and more rain as a result. So this really won't clear up until about Thursday morning for southern Ontario. The rain progresses eastward in Quebec, and again, temperatures are going to be dropping behind this particular system. So it's been as warm as it's going to be for the near future anyway, and we've got rain returning on Saturday. Okay, science behind the weather now. We are going to look at the science behind lightning. Kinds of rain, localized flooding, and no surprise. Hi, I'm Kim MacDonald. Glad you're here. We did have 65 to 70 millimeters of rain down in southwestern Ontario. Not as much as we move towards the GTA. Look at Hamilton, 4 millimeters, and what a comparison. Not that far away in Kitchener. About a 45-minute drive, 47 millimeters of rain. So, Mark Robinson was in Essex, and this is what he found. Mark could have benefited from some rubber boots, right up to the knees in that. We had some heavy rain in northeastern Ontario and across into Quebec. Rainfall warnings had been in place there from the Great Lakes all the way across to central areas of Quebec. But this is in addition to what you've already seen. So heavier rain farther east. A lot of that rain has already come down in parts of the Nickel Belt, for example. Okay, Toronto's long-range forecast. The cold front comes through. Temperatures drop. Friday, fair skies, 16 degrees. Saturday, showers. If you've got plans, keep that in mind, but it should clear by the evening. Let's go west. Our other big story to winter, just unbelievable. Our cameraman Sean Legg in Calgary saying that it looks like a disaster zone, and there was a lot of snow. Check this out, 40 to 45 centimeters in Calgary Northwest, 24 at International. Let's talk about the science behind the weather. Here's Jacqueline with more on how rain changes over to snow. Thank you, Jacqueline. Most of that snow moving south and out of Alberta, which is good news. I wouldn't completely rule out a stray flurry or two in the early part of the day, but high pressure takes over and temperatures will be on the rise. So still a little on the cool side come Thursday. This is your Thursday morning, -5, feeling like -10 in Calgary. But I'm telling you that this is not the end. We do have some much warmer weather coming your way. I'll get to that in just a sec. So here's Thursday morning across many communities in Alberta, and here is Calgary's 7-day forecast. Okay, the first few days still cooler than seasonal, but look at Sunday 19, Monday 21. The snow will be a thing of the past. The bigger problem right now, I think, is power outage and the fact that all of these trees need to be cleaned up. Very sad to see all these trees down. Okay, so Edmonton's long-range forecast, very similar. Some wet weather on Friday, and then we've got sunshine in time for the weekend. Storm watch coverage continues here on the Weather Network.